a new metrics for them. This is what you need to follow. This is what needs to be done, and you educate them on what needs to be done and what needs to be accomplished.
All right.
Both
All right.
the supervisors
And
mostly deal with most of these supervisors so that they can transfer the information to the staff because they are on the floor every day. And I
true.
also do my due diligence walking around the building to see that things are carried out
That's great.
efficiently.
Do you have a number? How many employees were under you? Employees, and then basically staff, and then supervisors. So we can
Which
say that.
which one under
Well,
Volunteers of America?
yes.
Hello. Yeah,
Yes.
under Volunteers of America, I think I have about 60 something employees.
Okay. Oh, okay. 16. And how many direct reports, meaning supervisors and.
I have the DON, the Director of Nursing. I have all the DSD. I have dietary manager. I have um, social service director. I have activities. I have admissions. I have which else? I have admissions. I have maintenance. I have let's see. Yeah, I think I have about seven. Oh, sorry. Mouth. I have about 7 to 10 supervisors.
Okay, up to 10. To 10 supervisors. All right. Okay. All right. That's great. Okay, and then I wanted to ask you how you said that you were able to reduce overtime costs by 50% while decreasing the employee turnover. Why was there so much overtime before?
Yes, the overtime. That's what I told the overtime occurs because I don't know whether it's a system they've been used to there before. Some people will decide at the last minute to call off, to call in, you
Mm-hmm.
know, or sometimes they don't show up.
Yeah,
So
so
those areas I have to stem out. Like I said, I have to increase their salary. That's number one. If you are disgruntled, and what is your need? So meeting their needs in terms of cutting down overtime, I increase their pay. And not only that, I ensure that whatever the needs are in terms of other benefits, that we can improve it. And after that, I draw the line. You
all
have your
right.
needs. We meet your expectation. This is our expectation. You need to report to work on time. There's no call offs. If you call us more than 3 times, it's automatic dismissal or dismiss you. And also give the supervisors uh, uh, authority to exercise over the staffs.
Okay, okay.
Because when you don't have authority, things don't go well. So those also are kind of bring everybody together to ensure that we are working for this goal to maintain quality of care for these residents. And when you don't show up, when you call off, this is what's going to happen. As a result, it changes the dynamics change. They change their views. They change the way they operate. That we need to take this job seriously because I have to get rid of some people and I bring in new groups, and
Okay.
everybody have to straighten out that okay, we have to take this. We have to work. So that kind of reduces the overtime to substantial level.
All right, all right. And then we have the reduced overtime costs, decreased food costs by 80%.
Yeah, the food cost is also the same reason. I changed the vendor. I changed the GPL. I did.
And
So
then,
so with the food costs, I went into a CMA, with the other company, basically buying into larger companies,
oh,
being part of a larger group.
okay, okay.
The larger group, the larger organizations, they get reduced costs because of the volume they buy. So when you are part of that organization, you also enjoy the same benefit.
All
What
right.
used to cost $10, maybe uh, a pack of uh, a pack of whatever they buy is $10. With the larger
Oh,
group that you're part of, they might sell it for about $4 or
okay, okay.
4.50 because of
I
the volume. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I understand. And then what about efficient inventory control to eliminate waste? Was waste a problem before?
Yes, basically a lot of ways. You have to understand that most of what the residents are eating, you have to monitor what the residents are eating, what they like, what they don't like.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of times when a menu, you see that after lunch or after breakfast, whatever they eat, if, a number of it has been thrown away into the trash, and you
Mm-hmm.
monitor that for a week or two, and see that it's happening again, then that tells you this particular menu, the rest, you don't need to continue to supply to give it to the residents. They don't need it. They don't like it.
Yeah,
You have to
exactly.
change it.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's waste. That's money going out that's money you are just wasting.
Yeah, exactly.
And
All right.
the second point is, let's say for breakfast, for a pancake, or instead of buying a prepared pancake, you can make your pancake in the facility.
Mm-hmm.
A prepared pancake might cost about, let's say, 90 cents. If you make it in the facility, maybe it costs you about 40 cents.
Okay.
So you are saving, you are reducing costs that way.
So you established a kitchen?
We have a kitchen. Yeah, we have a big kitchen. We have kitchen. Yes. That's why you have a dietary manager.
Okay, okay. So, but some of the food was being bought instead of being cooked, and you said that okay, everything needs to be cooked here so we can save money.
Yeah, most of our food are cooked in the building, but the ones that you see that I see that it's a waste are those areas I'm telling you now that you observe what is happening. The food that are not being that are being thrown away, we change the menu.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
I
change the
understand.
menu, and then on the other end, if you see that the cost of a breakfast, pancake, different things are higher, you know, then from my experience, I know that you can you can prepare your pancake, whatever, in the building. That should save you money because it costs less. It
Yeah.
costs you don't have a manpower. You already hire manpower. You have your cooks there, your
Mhm.
employees there that prepare the food. So that
Yeah.
kind of reduce food costs also.
All right, all right. And then you provided leadership successfully restoring facilities operational level, resolving issues including significant absence of leadership, unproductive staff culture. We talked about lack of quality care and unproductive staff culture. We'll talk about safety issues. We did talk about them a little bit. We'll talk more, I think. But what about? I want to talk about absence of leadership. What were the challenges? Was there no leadership in place? What issues were there?
Yes, the administrator at that point. doesn't actually manage the organization.
Mm-hmm.
He just is very absent a lot of times. They say
Oh,
he's very absent. That's why they brought me in to revamp the area, to revamp the place. It's never
okay.
there. It's always absent. And when you have an absentee leadership, the organization too, runs down because they don't
Yeah,
have nobody to control them or to oversee, what they're doing.
exactly. And because of this, you were formally recognized as a difference maker by the president of the organization. But
Yes,
here it says for efforts resulting in successful survey outcome for troubled facility. Can you
yes.
tell me about more about the troubled facility part and then the survey? What was the survey for?
The survey is a state survey. It's a state survey. The state survey comes in every year. Before they've they have a lot of deficiencies,
Mm-hmm.
and because when I took over and we had our survey, because of we have a lot of improvement in the quality care, in the environment, in safety measures. So we did get we did come up with a good survey with, with less deficiencies.
Okay.
And not only that, because of the difference I make in the facility, turning things around for them, cost savings, and
Mm-hmm.
and staff morale improving,
Yeah,
bringing in ensuring that ensure that we have full capacity to 100%. They were happy about that,
yeah, absolutely, I'm sure. Okay,
and
that's good.
actually, if they didn't sell the place, I'll still be there because
Your voice
I
is
just
breaking.
pardon me.
Your voice is breaking. Can you repeat?
I said if the organization didn't sell the facility,
Mm-hmm.
I'll still be at Volunteers of America because I like the organization, and that's the only facility they have.
Okay, okay.
So, and the person bought it, they are private owners, and I don't want to work for no private people. No.
Okay, okay. So that's why you left.
Yes, I didn't accept their employment. I said no, I don't want it.
Okay, okay, I understand. And then significantly reduced incidents of elopement through installation of cameras. Were the patients running away?
Yes, they do. It's a lot of they do. They try to get out of the building or just escape.
Okay, and how much were you able to reduce these incidents as a result of the safety measures?
Um, I would say about 90%.
Okay, okay. And what you did was you installed cameras and you basically installed a fence.
Yeah, install fence, cameras, and alarms all on all the doors of the
Oh,
facility. Yes,
that's great. That's great. Okay, so so one part of your work here was basically improving operations and fixing them, and the
yes,
other you said that you did a lot of revamping in construction of the facility because it was quite old. So, and
yes, yes.
the here is revamped facility transitioning it from industrial atmosphere to a resident-centered healthcare facility through maintenance and renovations. So let's talk about what was the state of the facility before and how you fixed it.
Yeah, like I said, it's an old facility. I think they've
Mhm.
been there for over 25 or 40 years actually. A lot of things have never been really done properly in terms of the safety issues in the facility.
Mhm.
Um, in terms of ambience of the facility. Because when people for you to actually attract patients to your facility, they must like it from the outside. You know, landscaping, painting, renovation of, you know, old doors, taking old doors out. And even though we have to go through OSHA, we have an organization called OSHA that has to approve a lot of things
Mhm.
we do. So submit plan to OSHA. Which is what I need to change, and present it to the COO, and the COO and the president approve it. Then I carry it out.
Okay.
They send the
Okay.
company crew to come in and change those things.
All right. All right. And just to improve the ambience and just the atmosphere, apart from the renovations, how did you do that? Just to, creating an atmosphere of warmth and positivity.
Yeah, that's what I said. The OSHA, we get an approval from OSHA for what we need to do to improve the facility, whether we're changing a door or changing some windows or screens, you know, all those things we have to need to be
Okay, yeah,
approved by the uh, by the COO, and
okay, yeah,
then
yeah,
I can spend the money.
yeah. I just meant, I was just asking for a little more detail of the changes, basically. Just that.
Mm.
All right. And then renegotiating existing contracts with ICBH, managed care, and private insurances to increase daily rates and bed hold rates, reflective of facility and service improvements. So,
Yeah,
what was with these organizations, the private insurances? Were there payment issues? Were the quotes not reflective of your services? What was going on?
yeah. At the point that most of those they have all contracts that nobody changed, nobody ever reviewed. I reviewed the
Oh,
contract. I reviewed the contract we had for several years that they've been having there, and I knew that they are not getting enough. They are not paying what is the uh, fair market market rate for the time.
yeah.
So and I approached them, tell them we need to renegotiate. And after my renegotiation, they conclude that okay, they now change the current uh, resident rate to accommodate what is I mean the old pricing to current pricing.
All right. But weren't these like wasn't ICBH and private insurance companies weren't they resistant? Because they'd be like, no, we why would they want to pay more? So how did
They,
you
they, they're
convince
not
them?
private. ICBH are not private insurance. They are county. It's a
Yeah,
county. It's a county service.
I meant and the private insurances. How did you convince them?
Well, because normally they have to, when you are in the industry, you have to know what is the trend, what is the pricing trend. And as a result, the when you have a contract with a private company, let's say Optima, you have a contract with them, let's say per bed, they will pay you 110 or $115 a
Mm-hmm.
day. If you sign that contract and you don't review it, you don't know that you know things have changed, then you just leave it there because the contract is there. And only when I came in, I went through all the contracts and see that okay, this contract, these things have changed. These are the current rate. I need. I want you guys to meet us. To change our contract to what is current. We are not asking for much. All I need is so that we can pay our bills.
All
So,
right.
so they did. So from there, they changed it to if it's $141 a month or $180 a month. We got what is current.
Okay. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, understood. And then increase revenue collections through consistent follow-up on aging account receivables over 60 days. So this is reducing back pay basically.
Yes, that's yeah, the ones that are not being paid on time or that because uh, the critical point is that between 1 and 60 days or 121 days, one will be able to collect most of your receivables. If you don't do that, it becomes a little harder when it goes over 121 days. And as a result, ensure that I follow up with the billing company
Okay.
to ensure that collection is done
All right.
promptly and that our reduced collection between 1 and 121, we collect most of the, at least about 80%, 70 to 80% of our revenues within that
Okay.
time period.
You were able to improve collections by 70 to 80%.
Yes,
All right. All right.
of
And how
receivables.
of receivables? Okay. How did you do that?
Yeah, but myself, I call them to remind them to follow up on what is the status on our bills, and this has been overdue for the last 60 days, 120 days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sending out letters
Okay.
and then reminding them that, or giving them concession sometime that okay, within if you pay this bill within this time, we give you a 10% discount.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You know.
That's all
So
right.
sometimes we get, they buy into that and pay their bills.
Okay. Okay. In restructured purchasing and inventory control systems, creating a centralized requisition order requiring administrative. So,
Yeah, I did. I set up a requisition order that for any purchase in the organization, it must be approved by the supervisor, approved by me
okay.
before any purchase is done.
Okay.
Initially, they just call vendors and purchase this and purchase that. I've
Oh,
put a stop to that. So with the purchase requisition, you can follow. You can actually follow. I mean, you can follow what is going on, what our expenses against
oh,
our revenue.
okay. Okay. And was theft a common issue?
Yeah, I think those are the procedure they had there before because everybody, the supervisor will just, we need this, and they go ahead and because they have a company card.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I retrieve all of that from everybody. We
Oh,
cancel their company cards. So
okay.
I only gave that to the office manager and myself.
Okay. And did you implement or introduce any software to keep track of all the orders and inventory and
Yes,